Join me, let's decorate this 40th birthday cake together. Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're stumbling on this channel for your first time, I am Patty G's Cakes, aka Patience Kinga Mochu, creating contents on cakes, pastries, and everything in between. You're going to love it right here, but for today's video, sure thing. We will begin to layer the cakes first. I just poured some buttercream, or I just covered some buttercream on the cake board. This is going to help the cake to stick on the cake board. And using my serrated knife, I trimmed the cake to be even and nice and sharp. And then using my simple syrup, I squeeze that over the cake because you want this cake to stay moist and nice and soft as it's going to be going to the refrigerator. So at this point, I am doing the first layering using my buttercream. This is American buttercream, a combination of icing sugar, butter, some milk flavor, and some milk. That is the perfect combination of this American buttercream, and it tastes so good. Now I decided to just put some fun surprises in the cake. I will just be pouring in chocolate chips just for the fun of it, because again, I love surprises. So once you slice in the cake, you chew a chocolate chip and it tastes so good. So I was done doing that, and then I got this next layer ready, and this was a combination of my coffee cake as well as my milk flavored cake. So again, I poured some simple syrup and on the cake, and I put it over the first cake or the first layer. And again, using my simple syrup, I just made sure the cake stayed nice and moist. You really need to put this because when you put cake in the refrigerator, it ends up being very dry. So I was done with the first two layers. I let it stay in the refrigerator for about 30 minutes. And now I want to continue. This is a very tall cake. So you want to, because in total I will be using 4 cakes. So the first two I did crumb coat. I let it sit in the refrigerator for about I would say 30 minutes to an hour for it to stay firm. And then I took it out and I continued to stack the cakes. So I stacked the first two cakes, and now the next 2 cakes. So for these, I used a piping bag to create something like a border, because I will be using this dulce de leche spread. So I want it to stay inside so it doesn't slide out of the cake or out of the layers. So I enforced the bordering because I wanted to make sure everything stays intact. So this was the last layer of the cake. Again, I squeezed my simple syrup over it, and then this was good to go. Now I am using my spatula to be able to crumb coat the cake. But before doing that, I use a dowel to pass through the cake. This is to keep the cake firm and sturdy, because this is a tall cake, a very tall cake. So you want to make sure you have everything correct so your cake doesn't fall, or so you don't get into any issues, right? So yeah, I am using my simple syrup. Again, I cannot stop emphasizing on the use of a simple syrup. It truly makes your cake stay moist, because like I said earlier, the refrigerator dries up cakes easily. So when you lock in your cake with the simple syrup, it helps to make your cake stay moist once taken off the refrigerator. So I just continued to crumb coat the cake using the rest of the buttercream that was in the piping bag. As I do spread this buttercream on the cake, I stopped to check the sides. Once I was sure that everything was fine with the crumb coating, I let it sit aside in the refrigerator for about 3 to 4 hours because I want it to really set, so that when I continue working with it, it's not going to be a hassle for me. I want to also make sure you have the sharp edges. Look at how I'm working hard to get my sharp edges. This looked good to me, and so I was ready to continue working on the cake. So now this is my chocolate ganache that I colored with purple or lavender food coloring. So because the theme of the birthday is purple and white and gold, so I wanted to make sure I had the cake purple as well. So remember, this is chocolate ganache, and chocolate ganache tends to harden up faster. So you want to be very fast while working on this cake. You don't want no misses, you don't want no errors. And using my very tall bench scraper, I continued to scrape to make sure every side was smooth and everything looks nice and clean. Again, if you're here for your first time and you've been watching and you haven't subscribed, please help me. Do well to hit the red subscribe button. Turn on your post notification bell so that when next I upload a video, you'll be notified and you will watch. So at this point, I am just getting the rest of the decorations for the cake ready. This is my gold coloring. My gold paint. I am just coloring the balls gold because it is part of the decorations. Now I will be using this stencil to get the beautiful design on the cake. Just watch as I do this. I needed my daughter to help me hold one end of the stencil so that I will be able to apply the buttercream. This here is buttercream. To what I used to get the stencil to decorate the cake was buttercream, but what I used to cover the cake was chocolate ganache. So I just put a little and I continue to put a little, and then once that was done, I used a bench scraper to scrape everything off. You want to scrape everything, every single thing off. This is the only way you can get that beautiful design that you really want. If you hear me feeling like I have a cold, I'm sorry. I'm not feeling too well, but again, this video has to go live, so I have to put in my best to work on the video so I can share it with you, all my lovely subscribers. Yep, my daughter was so supportive. She helped me so much with this cake. So please do thank her for me in the comment section, and let me know if you want to see her often working with me on cakes. I will be willing to have her with me so we can work on cakes. She's quite supportive. So once I scraped everything, I took off the stencil, and that's how it looked like. So I was able to do that for the rest of the cake. It's quite easy and quite tricky as well. I use gold leaves to just play with it on the cake, and then using my gold embellishments, I just put them on the cake to make it look super beautiful, nice, classy, and chic. So if this is something you wish to try, in the comment section, do let me know so we can talk about this together. And I had a gold spray. I just sprayed it over the cake because I wanted it to look extremely beautiful. And the lady who had this cake is an amazing friend, Nancy. Shout out to Nancy. Happy 40th birthday again. So now I started putting the flowers on the cake to continue with the decorations. Remember, I told you this was a purple, lavender, gold birthday theme as well as white. So I was still sticking to the colors. Yeah, just continue to watch. It's quite easy and also so much fun to do. Thank you so much for watching. Just continue to watch. And we are almost done. At this point in time, I'm just putting all the different decorations at the different positions to make sure the cake comes out the way it was presented on the picture. Just continue to watch as I do this. And again, if you haven't subscribed, please hit the red subscribe button and don't forget to turn on your notification. This was how the cake looked like at the end. Everyone loved it. And if you missed last week's video, please check the link above to watch how I made this grilled cake. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget, life can get better. Eat cake to make it sweet. Until next week, bye.